Everybody, welcome my good friend Genevieve.
I
Okay,
like
so
the applause. That was cool.
you like that? That's pretty cool. Huh? I have my own
Yeah.
little media station right here. I'm a one man show.
Yeah.
All right, so we went and toured Meritage Homes over in the Shadow Glen community, right, Genevieve?
Yes.
And this was we were in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. This is in Manor, y'all.
All right, and Shadow Glen is known as the more premier, I would say, community. Am I right?
Yes. In
Yeah,
Manor.
so in Manor. And do you have the floor plan in front of you?
I do not.
That's okay. The we can actually rewind a bit because I know in the very beginning I had this. So we're looking at 14408 price point starting at they're offering it at 414, a little over 2,000 square feet, 3 bed, 2.5 bath. Now I want us to be brutally honest with what we thought. Okay, that's what we're gonna give our audience. And I'd have to say, like this floor plan, Meritage Homes, it's great for a starter home. And I say that because I've seen nicer homes, but for the given the price point and the area, I think the location is great, especially if you really want to be closer to downtown. It's not that far of a drive. If you work at the Tesla Gigafactory, this is within I think a 20-minute commute, and I know there's room to negotiate with what their offering price is and what the incentives are they're offering, and just like the state of the market. That's why working with either Genevieve or I is crucial because we look at the inventory daily. Genevieve lives over there in Manor, so she has a very deep rooted knowledge of like this what's happening in the area. So let me ask you really quick, Genevieve. When as we were looking at this floor plan, what were your first initial thoughts of like either the space, the features, anything like that? Anything come to mind, or like maybe a wow factor?
Um. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much your basic 3-2 house. It does definitely have the space. 24 over 2,400 square feet, which is really good. I mean, I think this is a great starter home. For one of the things I noticed that I think is a plus for families, with kids or not, is that the bathroom sinks were dual sinks. I think that's a huge plus. I mean, it's a small thing that people probably don't pay attention to, but when you have a dual sink in the secondary bath, that's good for kids. It's good for guests. I just think that was a cool little addition. But yeah, I mean, the neighborhood is great. Shadow Glen is a premier area for Manor. There's a golf course nearby. You have access to the tollway just to get to Austin, Georgetown. Even south towards Tesla. But really good sized yards, as you can see too. Compared to my neighborhood, I mean, these are really good sized lots. So that's good for pets or entertaining. Um, but yeah, I mean the aesthetics for that. The kitchen's a little small, but like I said, basic 3-2 home to me. Yeah.
So we actually got to check out two different floor plans. So this second one was in the same neighborhood, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit different price point, a little bit higher, and because more square footage, more beds, and I think we both like this one a lot better.
Yeah.
One thing that I just instantly notice anytime you walk into a new home is like just like once you open the front door, like what do you immediately see, right? And with that first home that we saw, I didn't particularly like what I saw, and with this floor plan, I just like seeing like almost the back of the house immediately, and just seeing like that openness to it. I personally like that. And with that last floor plan, let's see if I can rewind it back a little bit so people can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was just boom, stairs in your face, and then it was like the long, narrow hallway look. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here now. Okay, right there. You see how you can kind of see in the back, but then you have this staircase, and like this big wall there, and it's just and it's almost like a little
Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like that in a home. And if we fast forward, I mean, there it is from like the front door, right? And I mean, it does open up, but I feel like that was just from a design perspective, just a waste. Because again, the wow factor when you walk in, I think is super important. I know clients look at that when they're touring these homes, especially new construction.
Yeah.
And let's see, let's fast forward a bit to the second home that we're looking at. Oh, I want to actually point out this too, and you may have noted this, right? The installation that we saw, right? That was a big one. Because not every builder uses that spray foam installation, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely more costly, but more efficient. So that was a good plus that we got a sneak peek at with the attic being open.
Okay, so here's the second one. Take a mental note or pause this video so you can see it in a little closer detail. But let's walk in. There she is, the star of the show. Woo!
Go see this bad boy.
Look at that, beautiful. See that wow factor? Oop. You can see it open. See how much natural light comes in. You can't. That's what I look for. And I think this was, I forget which side this was facing. Maybe I think it was, maybe you said southwest, maybe?
I think
something
southeast.
West.
Yeah.
Southeast. And this was like a little, it could be like a little flex room. It could be office. It could be, and that was at the very front of the house. Let's see here now. Okay,
that's
washer
a good
and dryer.
size washroom. Yeah.
Yeah. Going upstairs. The primary was on the first floor. We'll get to that in a second. The second floor has the other 3 bedrooms. And you made a note that they look a lot bigger than this video is portraying them to be. Yes,
and it looked like there was I think that one was one of the larger ones. It was almost like a primary suite. Yeah, it was really large.
One thing that I kind of noted that I didn't really like, but Genevieve we differed in opinion, was I think there's only one bathroom up here. It's dual sinks, but I feel like that's for 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. I guess depending on like your family situation, but I think if you have 3 bedrooms up top, you should have at least two bathrooms. But they do have dual sinks, so you can have more than one person in there if they're getting ready in the morning. So here's the primary on the first floor. I really like this because it almost has, because it has like we'll see right here, it has like its own the master bath, and it does feel like a little loft on the first floor, because you have the walk-in closet here to the left. Really spacious.
Really good, yeah. I really like the kitchen on this one too compared to the other one. Different kind of texturized backsplash, white cabinets. I like over brown. So I thought the kitchen popped a lot more on this one too.
Mm-hmm. They have a covered patio in the back. Now, one thing I'm sure you guys are seeing is like, how come there's no trees and we can see all the neighbors? That is just one drawback to new construction, is that they're planting trees, but everything's brand new. So you're not going to get that mature oak trees that I know Austin is famous for. But hey, I think this is a good opportunity to get to know your neighbors, because I know with these new construction communities, some of them put a lot of emphasis in trying to put events so you get to meet your neighbor, and they actually have full-time employees, right? They're like lifestyle consultants or lifestyle. There's something. It's a full-time job, and their sole purpose is just to put stuff together for the community and really try to foster that, so people get to see each other. And especially because I know we're still doing that transitionary of getting out of COVID and getting the energy just to leave the house, right? But the yard, because you live in the same city, but you had a different builder, and I remember you saying that the yard is nowhere near as big as
Oh
what you
yeah.
got, right?
Yeah, much smaller lots. I mean, it was literally half that as my backyard. Yeah, two-story house, that also has to do with how much lot size you get when you do one story versus two. But even for this one, having a two-story, you still get 25,000. That was good.
Okay. So we saw two different floor plans here today. We saw. Oh, that's the music one. Hang on 1 second. So we saw this one priced at 414, and then the second one was priced like in the mid fours. Now there are some awesome incentives if you go with their in-house lender, but those incentives change. I think they can change this as like daily, because it just depends on the people that come in and actually sign the contract. So what I'm trying to say is, with new construction, if you're looking in Austin, all the incentives are tied to the in-house lender, and they're great, but they disappear very quickly, because if we're seeing it, that means everyone else is seeing it. And if you have to strike when these offers are available. So that was our little home tour. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Meritage Homes. This is in East Austin. And I think, as far as like, let's describe a little bit on like what the surrounding area kind of has. I think the big thing here was just how the proximity to downtown, right?
Yeah, I really like Manor for the fact that it is not far from Austin. It's about 15 minutes to get to town, but it also is right by two important tollways, which is 290, which gets you across town, and then the 130, which gets you up to Georgetown or down south if you need to get south quick. So, yeah, anything to not deal with 35 is a plus.
That is huge, especially if you're seeing this and you're thinking about moving here. That 35, just compare that to like the worst freeway where you live, because that is just so congested. And they are building more lanes, but it's just Austin's growing a little bit too quickly, and our infrastructure is still trying to catch up. But you won't have that problem if you move in this area, because, to what Genevieve said, you have major tollways that are that can get you from point A to point B a lot quicker. And I know I took one of them because I live on kind of like the opposite side of where you're at. So, but with using the toll, I actually got home I think in 20 minutes. I didn't hit any traffic. I don't know if I told you that.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. So, So, hey, if you guys are interested, please send us a DM. I don't have our contact info on the screen here, but I will include that in the description of the video, so you can reach out to us. We're just here to help. I just want to kind of debunk this one little myth, in that people think that if they just go straight to the builder, they're going to save money. They're going to save money by not having to pay any type of commission, or they can maybe get that like taken off the list price. But that is not the case. And we're here to help kind of educate and go through the process, because Genevieve's bought new construction. New construction is like my main niche of clients I like to serve. So we are very familiar with the process, and we see these salespeople daily. So we've built really good relationships with a lot of the top builders in the area. So we have that rapport built, so we can ask maybe those questions that you can't ask when you meet someone for the first time, unless you're that courageous and you don't care. Then by all means, go for it. But not everybody's like that, right? And I know I know if I was buying new construction, because there are pros and cons to it, right? Because these are brand new homes. Let's not forget about the shortage of building materials, the shortage of skilled labor. Not every home is built to I don't want to say perfection, but they're not going to be 100% perfect. So you want someone to advocate for you. I wouldn't want that to kind of rest on my shoulders. Wouldn't you agree, Genevieve?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, it's good to know the steps and kind of the, a little bit understanding the warranty stuff. We can help walk you through all that, as well as the sales rep. But yeah, I mean, these quick sale ones, which they're called, that are complete, are the ones you can get a really good deal on, because they're ready to go. They're ready to get them off the books. We know how to negotiate them for you. The incentives are red hot. You don't have to wait when it's to be built. The good thing about getting one that's ready to go too is you can secure your rate faster, because when you get one that's to be built, you're kind of waiting on the timeline of that project to see what the rates are going to be, and that can be a little scary. So as fun and as exciting as it is to build, sometimes it's good to just get something that's already good to go, like these.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention that these are all move-in ready. The builder is ready to offload these from the inventory and move on. So that just means time is on our side to use that as leverage to get the best deal for you. And I just want to make a note that you probably see two different kind of names, two different kind of real estate names here. And I just want to point out that the way Genevieve and I operate, even though we work for different brokers, we still see each other as a team, and we want to help our clients and help each other, because we see this industry as, we lift each other up, and I'm not in direct competition with Genevieve, and she's not in direct competition with me, because there's plenty of business out there for all of us. And I think us doing content like this will just, I kind of want to start like a movement, because it's just so hard to, I think it's very, you notice like just kind of how we kind of compete with each other. And I think that's not necessary. And I hope this video is a testament to that, and people seeing that kind of see the genuineness, the authenticity with us. I've known Genevieve. She was one of the first people I met when I moved out here. And it's been like almost 2 years later. Wow.
Yeah.
I just had that thought. Crazy.
Awesome, man.
Okay. I think that's a good stopping point. Oh, that's a good good note to end off on. Genevieve, thank you for joining us here today. And again, we'll leave the contact information in the description. Hit us up if you have any questions. We're more than happy to help, and we're here. We're just one phone call, one text away.